Hey guys, I'm Chris Buck, and a very warm welcome to Friday Fretworks, the last one of the year, by the way. Thank you very much to everyone who's watched me in 2018. It's kind of surreal just to say quickly that I started the year with about 2,000 subscribers, and come the date today, I'm about to hit 19,000. So thank you very much to everyone who's watched, subscribed, and just generally checked out Friday Fretworks in 2018. The plan is to continue this every week as I've done this year into 2019. Keep making cool content and keep just talking about guitars ultimately. So thank you very much for watching. This week's video, in case you couldn't tell, is going to be all about a guitar that I've kind of been lusting after for a good 6-7 months, I guess now, and finally a few days ago actually came to own. So just to give you a little bit of backstory, in April of this year, Yamaha flew myself and Buck & Evans, the band I play in, out to Frankfurt, Germany to represent the brand at Music Messe. If you're not familiar with Music Messe, I guess the easiest way of describing it would be the European NAMM. It's a huge musical trade show which attracts, multiple thousands of people over a few days to check out what various brands have on offer. Yamaha were undoubtedly the biggest exhibitor there with their own building, and it was a cool couple of days spent representing the brand and hopefully just generally being good ambassadors. You can judge for yourselves whether we were or not. But as these things often are, it was very much a case of flying out empty-handed. Spare pair of jeans and a bag, a couple of t-shirts, and away you go. So I arrived at the venue with literally myself and the band, again, with nothing to kind of really show, apart from the gear that was waiting for us, which I had no idea what this was going to be. So it was a bit of a surprise to turn up and find out a Helix waiting for me. Helix being, if you're not familiar with it, a kind of floorboard that Line 6 have built, a part of Yamaha, with a load of effects, a load of amp models in them, just, all singing, all dancing, incredible bit of kit that I'm sure sounds immense. I probably didn't have the best representation of it because I had about 10 minutes to try and dial in an entire set worth of sounds. But in fairness, I had a little bit of help from Mr. Paul Hindmarsh of Yamaha, just to, show me where I was going wrong, usually. And I got some great sounds out of it. So I'd be very intrigued to spend a little bit more time with the Helix. And indeed the Power Cab, which was the other thing that I was running into, which is Line 6, kind of version of, I guess, a model cab, you would call it. You've got a little kind of rotary switch on top, which takes you through different models of maybe greenbacks or Celestians or creambacks, all these kind of different cab emulations. Cool little setup that, as I said, I've no doubt would have sounded 10 times better than I made it had I had a little bit more time to dial it in. But it was undoubtedly the guitar which really stole the show for me. It was a 720B, a RevStar 720B in shop black. I'm not sure whether this guitar was actually available for sale at that particular point in time or whether it was a new thing that Yamaha were exhibiting at Music Messe. I actually own a 720B in ash grey. However, the shop black really kind of took my breath away. It's just a gorgeous looking guitar, which I would be lying if I said my initial attraction was anything other than aesthetic. It's just a very pretty, very cool looking guitar that, as I said, it was great to have something under my fingers that was a little bit more familiar, given the rest of the setup was totally alien to me at that point in time. So watching back videos from the set, it's just such a cool looking guitar. I had to have one. So I've kind of been pestering Yamaha and dropping hints for the past couple of months. Yamaha have been incredibly kind to me with various guitars of theirs that I own. So I didn't want to take the mickey, but kept dropping not so subtle hints. And a few days ago, finally had a phone call saying that if I was still interested, there was very much one with my name on. So here we are with my new 720B in shop black. Now, caveat emptor, as I've made clear in numerous videos before, I am endorsed by Yamaha. So if you're of a cynical disposition, disregard everything I've said. But as I've also said in previous videos, I wouldn't endorse something that I genuinely didn't love, or didn't genuinely love, I should say, and just genuinely think is a fantastic guitar, even more so for the money. If you went out and bought one of these, I think it would set you back about £750. So not cheap, but far from expensive either. And just for the money, you're getting an incredibly well-made, beautiful guitar. Just to give you some specs, from top to bottom, we have locking tuners, we have a rosewood neck, we have a Bigsby B50, if I get my words out. It has Yamaha's Filtertron style pickups, which, if I'm entirely honest, is probably the only feature in this guitar that I will look to change. As I mentioned, the ash grey guitar that I own has a set of Yamaha Radio Shop even PAF Plus pickups in there that I stuck in for a specific tour that I was doing. Needed something a little bit higher output and a little bit more kind of rock, I guess. But I am thinking of sticking a set of normal PAF Radio Shop pickups in there, or maybe a set of humbucker-sized P90s that I keep saying Yamaha, the radio shop have been developing recently, which I don't know whether I'm even allowed to actually mention that yet, so apologies, Paul, if that's the case. But if you've got any recommendations on whether you would go with the PAFs or with the P90s, let me know in the comment section. But the Filtertrons sound great regardless. They're just not quite to my taste, really. But hopefully you will hear on the outro video now. It's just a great sounding guitar that, if nothing else, looks incredibly cool. It's matte black, which shows up thumbprints like an absolute mother, so I'm going to have to carry a dirty rag around me everywhere to kind of keep rubbing them off. But aside from that, it's pretty much, at this point in time, one of the coolest guitars that I own. So, as I said at the start of this video, thank you very much for watching throughout 2018. The plan is to continue Friday Fretworks as ever through every week through 2019. So hopefully, if you haven't already, you will subscribe, and I shall see you next year for another countless episodes of Friday Fretworks. Thank you very much for watching. Happy New Year, and I shall see you next year. Cheers, guys. Take care.